Hey guys, welcome to my messy painting area. You can see here I use all kinds of paint, different brands, Apple Barrel, Delta, Createx, Liquitex, Craft Smart. Now, I will probably, as I'll mention in another video that I have, I do like to work with thin paints. But the thing is with working with thin paints is that you will have to apply several coats. So working with thinning your paints out is going to require more time and patience. But I think it pays off though, as soon as I can find where that one guy went off to. There he is. He seems to be showing up pretty good here underneath this light. So he doesn't have highlights yet. I still have to work on highlights. But I got the brown pants, brown leather chest piece. He's got a leather shoulder piece. This is a boy, so he's not going to have good armor. The part that was really kind of a pain in the butt to do was the dry brushing for the metal parts. You can see the chain links there. Even the studs on the leather piece, and then on the back here some more studs, more of the chain links. Those were all dry brushed. Working on the blade here. I don't know what to do about guns, how to paint them yet. You can see here he's got a drilled out hole. I know a lot of other people have done it. I saw this mentioned on General Splatten's YouTube channel, so I thought I'd give it a try, and it does look pretty cool once you bore them out. So like here's an Ardboy. They'll have a metal chest piece, metal helmet, metal shoulder pad, and he's got a metal back. So that's how he differentiates from my boys. My boys will have more color than my Ardboys and knobs. I might try to squeak some color in with tattoos or something like that. Here's One Eye Willie. He's lost his arm now. Poor One Eye Willie. Hopefully I'll have him ready for tomorrow. But you can see the process it takes in order to lay down those thin coats. This is probably a second application. But like here's the knob again. I have to go in and get some black trimming done for the leather. You can see here I missed a good portion of his arm with the green base. Just wanted to show you the like anything that you use for your painting, with the exception of like these that are in a tube. But like these paints here, I'm going to zoom back out. When you have them in a bottle, it's always good to shake them like you would an aerosol can for your primer. You want to shake it really good and make sure you get all the sediments and stuff that may have been sitting for a while. You want to emulsify all that. And I mean, don't be afraid to shake it for a good amount of time. You can see that I use a lot of different things for, like I'll put my paints in. Like this is just a monster cap. I'll put my paint in there, mix it up. Sometimes I will cover it up for short-term use. Cover that back up. Like even I can hear in my little Smirnoff caps here, I got some highlight paint that I plan to be using. And then again, just take a brush, add a little bit of water to it to kind of keep it going. Now, Beast of War has done the wet bath technique, which I've tried, and it does work. It does keep that paint wet for a long time. But since I thin mine out so much that it's pretty much better for me just to keep them in little containers like this. You can kind of see my mix of water and paint here. Now, like when I'm doing the base paints for the leather on my guys here, I take the bottle with my mix that I like, and each mix will be different for each person based on their use. But again, water and paint in here, shake it up real good, and then when I paint, I like to take the cap off here. I'll put the bottle to the side, and then I will draw my paint that I'm going to put onto my model from here, and then I'll apply it to figurine. And then I just kind of dab it on. So, pretty much it. That's how I've been doing my painting. I kind of like a more flat look than a shiny look. So, I probably won't be using much of the GW paints just because they always seem to have a shine that I really don't need. But yeah, I don't think there's really any true paint to use for modeling. Use whatever works. Okay, one thing I want to point out about when you do reduce your paint with water is that, like this guy here, he really doesn't have that good of a coat. Actually, probably too much water was used when I base painted this guy. And remember, my models are not primed. So, since they're not primed, they don't have that porous surface for the paint to stick to. So when you do water down your paints, you want to make sure that when you're applying the paint, that, especially if I got like such a thin coat like this, you more or less kind of want to just dab the paint on at first. Try to avoid doing brush strokes, because by doing a stroke, you're gonna actually pull off that paint. Because the reason why it's happening is because I have so much water in my brown base that I'm using that the water actually mixes with the acrylic paint that's already on the model and dissolves it. So just kind of lightly dab it on there. Now, because the paint is thin, means that being a thinner paint, you're gonna have to do more layers, more coats onto the model. So that does take additional time, but I think it's kind of worth it. That way then I'm not getting, sorry, he's kind of getting into the shade there, but I mean, you can see here, just by taking your time, you still get a nice coat. And this is actually on there pretty good. My finger won't rub it off, not like the other models where I have a light coat of black. I can actually I can see this guy's arm here. No, it's bare plastic. Just a little bit of paint still on there. Whoops, out of focus. But there, see, now it's bare. And that's because I had way too much water when I was applying my base paint.